In this video, we demonstrate three kinds of near-field interaction techniques. Widget-based metaphor allows users to manipulate the target object by operating on a coordinate axis widget. For rotation, the widget is a translucent sphere with three rings corresponding to three rotation axes. User can rotate the object by grabbing the corresponding rings. Like the interaction in translation, users can perform uniform scaling by the 3D coordinate system. Firstly, users have to select axes before doing the operation. They can select 1, 2, or 3 axes and move their hand to perform 1D, 2D, or 3D uniform scaling. Also, once you select a new axis or deselect a selected axis, the cube will go back to the origin. For anchor scaling, the user can choose which direction on the selected axis they would like to scale the object. We separate each axis into two directions. Users can choose one of the directions and perform anchored scaling. The other side would be anchored during the transformation. In this metaphor, we display a scaled replica of the selected object together with its bounding box in front of the user's near field. For translation, users grab a face, an edge, or a vertex of the bounding box to perform 1D, 2D, or 3D translation, respectively. For rotation, users can rotate the box with respect to the axis that passes through the box center and is parallel to the grabbed edge. Just like translation, users grab a face, an edge, or a vertex of the bounding box to perform 1D, 2D, or 3D scaling, respectively. As for anchor scaling, the mechanism is the same as uniform scaling. The difference is that when we perform anchor scaling, we fix the opposite face, edge, and vertex as an anchor when users are grabbing a face, edge, or vertex. To provide a direct and natural manipulation, we introduce a six-stop translation and rotation interaction. Users can directly grab the replica to translate and rotate it using the dominant hand. In this metaphor, we also have a replica of the medium field target object in near field. Users can change transformations by the teamwork of both hands. For translation, users grab a face, an edge, or a vertex of the bounding box to perform 1D, 2D, or 3D translation, respectively. For rotation, users grab a handlebar centered on the face using the non-dominant hand and grab an edge that is parallel to the handlebar to rotate the object using the dominant hand. In uniform scaling, users perform 1D uniform scaling by grabbing a face and its opposite face on the bounding box, 2D uniform scaling by grabbing an edge and its opposite edge, and 3D uniform scaling by grabbing a vertex and its opposite vertex. As for anchor scaling, the mechanism is the same as uniform scaling. The difference between them is that when we perform anchor scaling, we fix one hand to anchor the scaling. The mechanism of this part is as the same as the mechanism of the simultaneous translation and rotation in unimanual metaphor. Another feature of the near-field metaphor is that the transition between different transformations is seamless. For example, we can seamlessly switch from one operation, such as 1D translation, to another, such as 1D scaling. This feature is due to the fact Let the scaling and rotation are implemented without dependence on which order each hand grabbed the chosen primitive. For all the exciting results of our study, please see